Retzloff led 55 laps at New Smyrna Speedway earlier in the season. Wants to get up front, lead some more here tonight. Top 5 cars running nose to tail down the front stretch. Mingus, your leader. Parker Retzloff in second. Mason Diaz. There you see some sparks out of the 74 car. He's slotted back in that 3rd spot. Daniel Dye holding on to 4th. Connor Jones tagging on the tail end of that freight train. Currently sitting in 5th in the number 21 car. At New Smyrna, got a bump on a green-white checkered restart late in the race. Got up into the outside wall, still managed to pick up the podium finish there, and then bettered that by 1. And now you see him starting to get a little racy with Parker Retzloff there. Diaz looking to the inside, trying to take over that 2nd position here. And he's going to do it. Move Mason Diaz up into 2nd, trying to bring Daniel Dye along with him. Dye couldn't quite make it stick off of turn 2. Retzloff trying to pull the little slip and slide, dip and dive move there off into turn 3. But he's going to slide back into that 3rd spot now, feeling some heat from Daniel Dye. Saw him swapping paint multiple times throughout the course of the 9 nights of action down there at that very fast, very intimidating half mile there, just down the road from Daytona International Speedway. One of the things that is very similar at New Smyrna to what we have here tonight at Nashville Fairgrounds, a very abrasive racing surface. And there you see that battle for the lead. Mason Diaz now swapping a little paint with Mason Mingus through turns 1 and 2. Diaz to the inside down the backstretch and into turn 3. Give Mason Diaz the lead. Diaz working his way off turn 4 across the start finish line. That will be the first lap he's led here in 2021. So Diaz apparently saving some tires for late in the run here as we quickly approach our first of 2 scheduled breaks here. And there you see Mason Mingus, that car drifting up a little bit off the bottom of the racetrack there through turns 3 and 4 that time around. So that car really good in the early going, not quite handling the way Mason Mingus wants it here as we approach the end of our first segment here. 66 laps in the books. Just about 8 laps to go this time around until we see that first competition break. Connor Jones now putting some pressure on Mason Mingus in that battle for the 2nd position. Mingus able to keep Connor Jones at bay so far. Don't know how long he's going to be able to make that happen, though. Jones getting a little aggressive there. Off of turn 4, thought we might have seen a little bit of contact right there between the front, or those 2 cars just behind our leader, I should say. He's going to use the momentum of that top side to hold on to that spot. Now he's going to use Max Gutierrez as a pick right there down into turns 1 and 2. Pretty savvy move right there out of Joey East. See Daniel also sliding underneath Max Gutierrez. Had a chance to spend some time with Max yesterday at a press event here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Very interesting young man. Really enjoying his time working with crew chief Mark Rett here in 2021. There you see our leader, Mason Diaz, working his way off of turn 4. Comfortable lead for Mason Diaz and that Visconti Motorsports team. Of course, team owners John and Marie Visconti looking for their 2nd career win here in the ARCA Menards Series East. They picked up a win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway back in 2019 with Brandon McReynolds at the wheel. Got a pretty good shot at it here tonight with Mason Diaz living large and in charge. Comfortable lead there over that battle for 2nd between Mason Mingus and Connor Jones as we close in on the first break here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. see that battle for second. Connor Jones putting some pressure on Mason Mingus as we come to the caution flag here. Mason Diaz leads them across the start-finish line. Mason Mingus in second, Connor Jones, Joey East. There you see Sammy Smith going to restart 7th as we get ready to go back racing here. Coming to complete lap number 80. Green flag back out, Mason Diaz going to lead him off down into turn 1. Diaz with the lead down the backstretch, and look at that restart by Joey East in the number 54 car. East of the top side of the racetrack. He's alongside Mason Mingus for that second position. There you see a good battle for 4th and 5th. Connor Jones, Daniel Dye going side by side. Sammy Smith looking for some racing room here. Some intense action. Ooh, Daniel Dye getting a little sideways there, almost in contact on the backstretch with Connor Jones. And there you see Joey East going to move into that second spot. Joey East on the move here. Sammy Smith now looking to the inside of Daniel Dye. He's going to move back up into the top 5. Parker Retzloff to the inside of Raja Caruth. Good battle for position. Everybody trying to make up some ground here after this restart. Max Gutierrez tagging on the tail end of that line. Jones falling in line behind Mason Mingus there. There you see now the battle for second. Sammy Smith now closing in on the back bumper of Joey East. There's that battle for second position. Sammy Smith down to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to take over that second position. Sammy Smith, a man on a mission here as we approach the midway point of the Crosley Record Pressing Music City 200. There you see that battle just outside the top 5. Daniel Dye thrashing that race car just a little sideways there outside of Parker Retzloff. Retzloff sliding underneath, trying to take over that spot. Some sparks there through turns 1 and 2. There you see a little tail happy on the exit of turn 2 right there for Daniel Dye. He's going to give up that spot. At the battle for 6th, move Parker Retzloff to 6th, Daniel Dye back to 7th. That car handling very well for Sammy Smith. Again, to the inside. In turn 3, Diaz slams the door shut. Diaz keeping Sammy Smith at bay as we approach the midway point here. The Crosley Record Pressing Music City 200. Here you see Smith with a run down the front stretch off into turn 1. Moves Sammy Smith to the top of the leaderboard. Coming from the tail end of the field to the front of the field in less than 100 laps, Sammy Smith moves to the lead here at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Oh, there you see Connor Jones able to put the nose underneath Joey East. He's been working at it for the last 20 laps. Can he make it stick this time down into turns 1 and 2? Side by side down the backstretch. East with the momentum of the top side of the racetrack. Oh, he's not going to be able to make it stick that time down into turns 3 and 4, though. Move Connor Jones up into that 3rd position. Finally working his way past Joey East. Those two have been going at it for the last 20-25 laps. Here you see Sammy Smith flashing across the start-finish line to complete lap 150. There you see Daniel Dye right in front of him. Daniel's going to be loving this caution flag. That will lock him onto the tail end of the lead lap. As soon as Daniel Dye in that 43 car flashes across the start-finish line, we'll see the caution lights come on. That's exactly what happens. Caution flag out for the second time here tonight. Sammy Smith dominating that second segment of the night. Field bunched up behind the pace car. It's going to make that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. 46 laps to go this time by. Sammy Smith, Mason Diaz up on the front row. Who's it going to be? Green flag back out. Sammy Smith on the charge down into turn 1 on the brake. Diaz facing some pressure now from Joey East in the battle for second. East with a great restart. He's going to slide underneath Mason Diaz. There you see some contact. Parker Retzloff throwing a fender to Mason Diaz there through turns 3 and 4. Move Parker Retzloff up into third. Retzloff again to the bottom side of the racetrack. Now Mason Diaz looked to make it 3 wide momentarily. Great battle for second. Retzloff again sliding up the racetrack a little bit. Both cars sideways off of turn 4. Side by side at the stripe. Who's it going to be to take over that second spot, folks? Parker Retzloff trying to work his way past Joey East. East doesn't want to give it up. Holding tight to the top side of the racetrack. Again at the strike, give it to Joey East by inches. This battle for second. Ooh, Retzloff sideways down into turn 1. They make contact to the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Mason Diaz. Joey East going to take over that second spot, move Diaz back into third. Wow, some great driving right there by all 3 of those drivers. That could have been a big one, but that does allow Joey East to take over that second spot. To the end, just 22 laps to go. 6 top 10 finishes and 8 career starts coming into tonight for Parker Retzloff, but has not been able to crack into that top 5. So the 5th place run tonight would be a career best. This young man out of Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Ooh, there we see Daniel Dye getting turned sideways over there in turns 1 and 2. Ooh, a good move there by Connor Jones and Roger Carruth to miss. Daniel Dye sliding out of turn 2 right there, but that is a tough break for Daniel Dye in that 43 car. That will put us under the caution flag for the 3rd time here tonight. There you see, he was loose on entry, folks, and he slid all the way through turns 1 and 2. And here is where you see a nice move there by Connor Jones and Roger Carruth. Let's take another look at this one from our turn 1 cam, and we'll see just how tight it was. Look at that 21 car, folks. He is wondering where the 43 is going to end up. He sees that opening. He's going to go to the top side. Ooh, both he and Roger Carruth. Sammy Smith bringing the field back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air. They're on the hammer down into turns 1 and 2. Let's see what happens here with 16 laps to go. Ooh, looks like Parker Retzloff having some problems on that restart. We saw Roger Carruth sliding underneath him just past the start-finish line. So Parker Retzloff with some problems on the restart. There you see Mason Mingus to the inside of Joey East, thrashing that car through turns 3 and 4. Mingus trying to pick up that 3rd spot. Give 3rd to Mason Mingus as Joey East falls back to 4th. Does Mingus have time to reel in our top 2? Mingus coming to life here as the sands quickly sliding through the hourglass here. There you see Joey East. He almost got sideways there trying to look underneath Mason Mingus that time through turns 4. That's going to allow Connor Jones with the run. Jones going to try to take over that 4th spot. Worked his way from the tail end of the field back to the lead in less than 25 laps, and he stayed there every lap since. Here you see Mason Diaz holding on to that 2nd position. Mason Mingus now in 3rd, our General Tire Pull Award winner earlier this evening. Here we see 2 to go this time around for Sammy Smith. Connor Jones in the 21 car. A very impressive ARCA Menards Series East debut. As we keep an eye on Sammy Smith working off at turn 4, looking at the white flag one more time around for Sammy Smith in that number 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing. Working his way down the backstretch, 2 seconds in hand over Mason Diaz. 2 corners to go as he looks to go back-to-back here in the ARCA Menards Series East. Sammy Smith going to pick up the checkered flag. He's going to go to victory lane here in Nashville. Mason Diaz across the line in second, his second consecutive runner-up finish. And how about that finish tonight by Mason Mingus? 3rd place run for the hometown favorite after he picked up the General Tire Pole Award earlier this afternoon. But there you see the guy who's gone back-to-back. 2 consecutive wins here in the ARCA Menards Series East for the driver of that number 18 Engine Ice Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Sammy Smith picking up the W here in Music City.